So where are all the bad girls? A question many a person has asked. Well, it's a recent article by our own Jeannie Zaino, and she asked that very question. The op-ed titled, again, where are all the bad girls? Why more female politicians engaged in scandal might be a good thing. In it, Jeannie writes, among other things, a female Paul couldn't get away with the type of behavior we've seen from Weiner, Spitzer, Sanford, and countless male politicians who have been embroiled in sex scandals and live to tell about it. But I would go further, she writes, and suggest that until this happens, until female politicians are engaged in scandals to the same extent as men and treated equally when their indignities are revealed, we cannot claim to have achieved parity in politics. I say be careful what you wish for. But no, Jeannie, do you think a woman would be held to a different standard than a man if she got caught screwing around on her husband?
Absolutely. And let me tell you where this craziness that you're reading came from. There's been a lot of talk in the feminist community about the fact that, you know, the reason that, and if you look historically, it's absolutely true, about 1% of sex scandals have involved female politicians. 99% have involved males. And, you know, it is in part because there's so many more male politicians, but many feminists have said it's because women are nobler, smarter, more enlightened, they're too busy to be engaged in these kinds of things. But if you look at the data of non-political women, women in the real world, there is equality in terms of the number of people cheating on their spouses. Women actually sexed more than men. So there's a question as to why female politicians aren't doing
Tom perked
this.
up on that one, yeah.
and you know, the answer is because just like they use the Jackie Robinson, Jill Robinson idea, the research shows that female politicians still feel that they are being held to this high standard. Many women feel like they won't enter politics because you can't do it unless you are the most enlightened, the smartest, the hardest working. So part of
Do you
this
think we'll turn off the female vote? If a female politician,
Absolutely,
would a woman be more
yeah.
forgiving of one of their own?
I don't think so. I think women are harder on women, and I think we see that all the time. And I think women get turned off by men as well doing it, but it's, you know, women really do not accept it from either side, and it's particularly their own gender. But
you guys think it depends on the candidate? You think overall, on a broad level, America, they're still not ready for certain things, including a philandering female elected?
No, I mean, look, I think Nikki Haley went through that in South Carolina. It bounced right off her. I mean, she dealt with it. I mean,
right?
so Nikki Haley's really a prime example that I think kind of goes against what you were saying. She was a conservative.
No,
but she's a conservative. Well, but
she denied it twice.
How many of them have admitted it? You have Weiner and Spitzer. Weiner's getting crushed right now. Spitzer's running for controller. If he was running statewide in New York, he'd get crushed. So, I mean, I think that people are smart enough. I agree with you in that women politicians generally have a steeper curve because of inherently we've always thought, well, it's a man's game, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's wrong. I quite honestly would love a woman president. I think they'd be a little bit smarter. They'd be
You
more.
might get your wish in a few years' time.
No, well, Hillary's a little bit different. Hillary's a I think Hillary's a political animal, but I mean,
See, but did you hear what Tom just said? A woman president would be smarter. This whole idea, I think, we think is very dangerous to tell young women you have to be the smartest, the best. We shouldn't be held to these higher standards than the men.
You don't
All
want to be
women
smarter?
should be. I know I'm smarter, Tom, but no, you know, it's a dangerous message for us to tell young women they can't do it unless they're the best.
No.
And men can do it regardless.
We will continue this debate. When we come back, though, we're going to talk about what's wrong with the fans of New York. And I got a beef on this one. Stay with us.